Hey guys, one of the common things I see people talking about on Facebook groups about rock tumbling is how do you open your rock tumbling barrel. And I'm going to show you the way that I do it. I'm sure there's other ways. This is a Lortone QT12 barrel. This would be the same on your Chicago Electric, small Lortones, big Lortones, anything that has this metal outer lid, the big washer, the nut, and the inner seal, the boot gasket. Start by removing the nut on top, and you want to put that to the side because it will end up in the drain if you're not careful. Then you just take the this huge washer and you stick the washer right there between the metal lid and the barrel, and you just give it a twist. You turn the barrel, give it a twist, and see it's already popped loose a little bit. Turn it, put it in, twist it, and just like that, your outer lid comes off. And you put that to the side so you don't lose any of it. Now you have the inner seal. This can be problematic sometimes, but what I like to do is this: put your hands on each side of the barrel, give it a squeeze, turn it 90 degrees, give it a squeeze, turn it, give it a squeeze, and that kind of breaks the seal. And then you just grab it right there by the threads and pop it up. If you need a little more of something to hold on to, you can take your nut and screw it back on the threads just a little bit and use that to hold on to. But usually I don't have too much trouble. So like I said, squeezing the barrel and turning it, and there you go. You have the lid off. I'll show you a little more in just a moment. Okay, you want to make sure that this inner part of the barrel is clean, no grit in there. You don't want any leaks. You also want to make sure that this outer part of your boot gasket is clean of grit and anything else. You want it to be as clean as possible. Some people like to dry this seal with a towel before they put the lid on, but I usually don't. You just kind of line up the barrel gasket, the boot gasket, and you just kind of go around and pull with your fingers and mash down. You want the barrel to be, the boot gasket to be down in that groove all the way. You want it to be nice and even all the way. You want this to be flat and even. And again, you can dry this really well if you would like. Take your metal lid, center it up, and press it down. You want the outer metal lid to be pressed down evenly all the way around. Then take your washer, put it in the center, get your nut, make sure that this is the top. That's the top. Put it on, screw it down where it's snug. Mash around your lid again to make sure that this metal lid is down evenly all the way around, and that it's down as far as it's supposed to go, all the way around. Mash it down some more. You don't have to just crank that nut down as far as it will go. You just get it nice and snug. Then you just pick up your barrel, and you do want to dry and make sure that the outer part of the barrel is clean and dry before you put it back on the tumbler. You want to make sure that your rollers stay nice and clean and they don't get covered in icky. So one more question that I see come up a lot is, how do you oil the bearings on your tumbler? This is a QT12 by Lortone. It's big, but the concept is the same for your 33B, your 3A, your Chicago Electrics, Lortone 45C. That right there, where the rod goes through the frame, is your bearing. These are usually plastic, some type of plastic. And where you want your oil to go is where the rod goes through the bearing. You want the oil up in there. You do not want the oil out here on your rubber roller cover. You don't really need it here on the roller. You just want the oil to go into that bearing. And there's 4 of them. There's 1 on each end. Mine's very dirty. 1 on each end of each roller. There's the other bearing there. You can see that right there on the outside. Chicago Electrics have a cover over these. That's the end of your roller. There's a little clip there. The clip is what holds the roller in the frame. And that right there, which you probably can't see too well, that's the other side of the bearing. The bearing just holds the rod through the frame of the tumbler, and that's why it needs oil, is because the roller is constantly spinning in this piece of plastic. So what I like to do, I usually take an old sock. I like to try to wipe off the old excess. You'll notice on mine it's usually black. Wipe it off each end. And I usually like to have the tumbler going if I'm going to turn it on. We have the 3-in-1 oil here. What I like to do is pick up the tumbler just a little bit so that the oil runs. See the oil there that I just put a couple of, all you need is a couple of drops. And kind of tilt it, I tilt it upwards. And that kind of helps the oil run into the bearing. And that's for the end that has the motor attached to it. This end is just the pre-fitting. Holding the camera, I just completely missed the bearing. You'll end up making an oily mess. So again, wipe it off. Try this one more time. Still made a mess. I like to just use my hand and turn the idler. I suppose that's what this is, the idler roller. And you will feel some difference whenever the oil gets into the bearing. It will turn a little easier. Kind of work it, pull it in and out just a little bit to help work the oil in there. Spin it this way, spin it that way, and clean up any of your excess. Sometimes if it's really dirty and hasn't been oiled in a while, and I'm just making a huge mess, it will still put black oil out. Anyway, that's basically how you clean. The concept is the same on the smaller ones. You want to do this when your tumbler is brand new. You want to do this once every time you change out the barrel, probably, or once every 2 weeks, at least once every 2 weeks of running time, and that will help prolong the life of your plastic bearings. So anyway, I hope this video has helped you guys. Like and subscribe, and keep on tumbling.